how the insects gather around the arcane fulcrum, chanting their pathetic rituals. We shall slaughter them in its shadow, ensorceling the pillar of bone with necromantic energy, and then Mind Blade will be bathed in unholy power. It is time. The dead march.
Hey guys, how you doing, and welcome to my playthrough of the quest battle of the Sword of Unholy Power. This is a quest battle between the vampire counts and the greenskins, and this is a recording I did a couple of days ago while I was down at Creative Assembly's studios, where I managed to record this quest battle and a Dwarven Siege or Crack Siege as well, which is absolutely fantastic. That's already out on the channel, so if you haven't seen that video yet, go check it out. But this has already been showcased by Creative Assembly last week in their live stream from San Francisco when they first revealed the vampire counts. But I wanted to play through it on my channel as well and give it to you from my perspective, basically, because I mentioned in one of my recent videos when I was talking about this battle after it was showcased about how I will try and play it out. So hopefully those tactics will come to fruition today, and hopefully will result in a victory for me today as well. So do stay tuned and find out what happens. But it's a really good battle. I'm going to play it out and commentate on it as if I was live playing it right now, basically. So I hope you guys enjoy that. So we've got here, we've got quite a good selection of units. We've got firstly we've got our Black Knights. We've got two variations of Black Knights. We've got Black Knights and then Black Knights with lances. Ultimately, they are heavy shot cavalry, and they will do on charge, en masse, a lot of damage. Use them, cycle charges with them will be very effective. We've got some heavy infantry Graveguard Knights. So Graveguard Knights, just Graveguards. They are our heavy infantry units. They will pack a lot of damage and will basically take a lot of damage as well. They're very, very effective. Most definitely our best infantry units, the Graveguards there. And then we've got a mixture of Skeletal Warriors, and then they are supported by our Zombies. Now, Zombies are very, very basic units. They will just act as a meat shield in a way. Send them into battle. Keep the enemy busy. Keep them distracted with them. And then use your troops that have got higher abilities to either flank around with them or pick them off as you so wish, but definitely use the Zombies as a distraction and, as I say, as a meat shield basically. We've got some Dire Wolves as well, which are very quick units and will charge quite effectively, so we'll use them as well on the flanks. And then we've got these Flying Bats, which basically I will use in a second to immediately start taking out their Doom Divers, because we want to get rid of those guys as soon as we possibly can. Now, the objectives of this battle today are to kill or rout, as you can see in the top left corner, all the 4 greenskin shamans. So okay, we've got to try and take out the enemy, but the ultimate goal is to take out those greenskin shamans. Now we've got a supporting army coming across. You can see in the distance there on the left hand side. So what my plan is to firstly deal with this first wave that's coming in. Take them out now. So I'm going to use my heavy cavalry, the Black Knights, to storm in, charge in there. They should be able to take them down. They're going to be much heavier, and in the end will come through. Now my Dire Wolves, I'm going to bring them across to the right flank as well to finish off that unit of I think it's some Wolf Riders that have come across, and it's also another unit of Wolf Riders going into the centre there. They're going to try and take out my Skeletal Warriors, but again I feel that with them being light cavalry, the Wolf Riders, we should be able to deal with them without too much trouble. So I'm going to bring my Bats out to the left hand flank. They're going to go move out now to try and begin themselves in preparation for the movement on the Doom Divers. So nice AI, they're getting a charge into the rear of my Black Knights, but again Black Knights, heavy cavalry, they'll hold their ground. Dire Wolves just breaking off to the right there to deal with those Wolf Riders. The other 2 units going to go into the back of those cavalry there, of the greenskins. Yeah, another unit there of my Black Knights gone AWOL, so they bring them back in. Get back here, what do you think you're playing at? So we've driven them back over there as well, so that's a good start, solid start. Now the Bats, keep moving them forward, get themselves into position. See here as well, just above the icons, now I've grouped the units into groups. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They can literally, with a click of a button now, lock them into formation or take them out of formation. I think it was Control G, used to be Control G, where you could lock him into formation, but now it's just a click of the button on the key lock and they're either locked in or not. I quite like that. I think it's a lot more intuitive, a lot sleeker basically. Now the Black Knights are taking on one of the Greenskins lords there, or basically the commander of one of the armies. So they're taking him out, which is a good start, and they're making good progress on him. Our Black Knights haven't taken too much damage. One of them has, the Lance's unit has, the other two haven't, but they're going to try and swarm around them now. I've broken the Black Knights away, and I'm going to keep the Dire Wolves engaged with that Lord for the moment. I think it wasn't a Legendary Lord, but obviously a Lord of some kind. So you can see here the Doom Divers starting to fire in now, so immediately that's my key to get these flying bats over to do their worst and to take them out, because Doom Divers can be quite deadly. You can look at that impact there. You saw how many went flying when that unit hit. The Skeletal Warriors took a big impact then for the Doom Divers. Another unit gone in. They are quite deadly. You treat them like normal artillery. Oh, look at that. Is that the Curse of the Bad Moon has been initiated? I think it backfired though, unfortunately. Now, I said this in my Siege video, and I'll mention it again. This is an older build, about 2 or 3 months old, and since then they have dramatically increased and improved the magic in terms of, they've buffed it basically. It's a lot more effective now. Lesser chance of it backfiring or misfiring essentially as well. So that's going to be changed from this build to the one we get in the final release essentially. So I'm now gradually carrying on, making my approach towards the main army on the mound there. This is what I tried to do. This is what I wanted to do. I mentioned this in my video because you've probably seen. I'm not going to try and badmouth him because I think Prince of Macedon is a very good player, a good friend of mine. I just didn't think he played it out very well. The battle, he kept his units back for too long. They stayed back for far too long. He wasn't aggressive enough for me, and it ultimately led to the Greenskins becoming too powerful for him. What I'm going to try and do is bring them forward early on, start to put the pressure on the Greenskins at this point in time, use the heavy cavalry I've got, use that shock cavalry to flank around the backs, get the Dire Wolves on the left hand flank, which you'll come and see in a bit, but carry on using Manfred von Karstein to your advantage, because you saw there how many spells he's got at his disposal, because obviously this is a quest battle. It's not like the siege I did before, which was at the very beginning of the campaign. This is a quest battle. He's got so many more, I should say, spells to use them. You know, this is what this game is all about. It's about magic, and that wasn't, I think, displayed very much in the playthrough we had from the live stream at San Francisco. Magic was not utilised enough, and that's what you got to do. These lords, these legendary lords, are so powerful. Their magic spells can cause absolute chaos. Utilise them as much as you can, and hopefully you'll see that come to be the case in a little bit. So now pushing on, putting some pressure on these goblin archers with my skeletal warriors. Got to bring them in, get them in there. Okay, but you can see I'm pushing forward, but I'm starting to take quite a bit of damage. The range units they've got are quite effective. So it's up to me now to put the pressure on. That's one of the lords there for the Greenskins. So we've engaged with some spear there. I don't want to get myself bogged down too much with them. So let's pull these Black Knights out of that melee there. Let's not face those spear units for much longer. So pull them out. This is what we're going to do anyway. The path that the Black Knights have taken here is what I wanted to do. I wanted to get in behind the Greenskins, get them to the rear, start picking away at those archers, because that's the only way you're going to take their firepower down, drive them from the field basically. And what's happening now is the AI, I don't know if it's the AI, it could be a bit better here, but the AI are clumping together. They're literally thinking, Christ, what should we do? They're attacking us from both angles here. I love the impact of this charge here. Look at that, sending those units flying. The heavy shock cavalry, they're doing a great job. I like the fact when the Black Knights do charge, you see this sort of I don't know, illumination or green trail of something that's going along with their charge created from the horses basically. by the looks of things. So you can see here I'm now initiating some damage spells. I've got so many at my disposal. It's quite overwhelming, to be honest with you. You can imagine my first time playing this battle and having so many magic spells at my disposal. I've never used it before. I thought, bloody hell, what could I do? So it's quite overwhelming. So I tried to use as much as I could. It was a bit sort of click and go and see what happened, basically. And that's what it's going to be like for a few... Oh, look at that spell. It sent some flying over there, I think. But yeah, it's just a case of trying out for a little bit and getting a feel for your spells. That's the great thing about, I suppose, doing it in the campaign, where you can build up your character from scratch and you know what you're giving them, or you know what abilities you're going to, what spells, I should say, you're going to assign to them, basically. But in this quest battle, you got right there. You go there, your spells, use them. So, oh, that misfired. That did not hit the enemy, unfortunately, as I wanted to do. It sort of skimmed the top of them. But yeah, I can try and debuff these units as much as I possibly can. My cavalry taking a little bit of an impact there. They're getting bogged down again with some speed units, which we don't want. But they've done the job. They've driven back the archers. This is what I want them to do. Take that fire power away. There's one unit still left, but a lot of them being taken down. So look at this. Manfred von Karstein is taking on 3 units, nearly 4 units of spears on his own. This is how powerful your legendary lords are. Ridiculous. Now what I need to do is bring these grave guards in. I've completely neglected them. The heavy infantry need to be in there. Look at that shockwave he's just done. He's just kicked about 5 or 6 units away from where he was fighting and sent them flying. Now what I did here was I did raise the dead. Lovely feature. Here we go. Let's let the dead live, basically. The dead rise once again and they come out from the ground. Lovely little spell, and obviously then they're straight in, right in the centre of those green skin units to start fighting them immediately. Great start. Oh, great start. We're halfway through the battle. Not a great start, but a great spell, I should say. There we go. Get my words out correctly. So yeah, Black Knights still at the back there. I'm going to bring them back into the action in a second. You can see there at the top left corner still, only 1 shaman has been taken down. So we need to... Now 2. So it's getting better, it's getting better. There's 1 over there I can see. There's 2 actually there. And I'm bringing the Black Knights in again. That trail of green. And you can see here, lovely charge down the hill now with the Black Knights. This works out really nicely. Come on, get your momentum in. Oh, yes. Oh, that's glorious. Smashing right through him, riding literally through the unit and back out the other end. So we've got the direwolves as well. I left them behind a little bit as well. There's so much chaos kicking off. I completely forgot about them. So I'm bringing them into the fray now. They're going to try and deal with these spear units. They're already routing, actually. And now 3 shamans have gone down. Only 1 left. And it will be victory. Victory is in our grasp. We've got it. We've killed the 4th one. We've got victory, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, thank you very much. Direwolf's going to finish off these archers, so these spears now. And there you go. Victory for Warrior Sparta on the quest battle of the Sword of Unholy Power. Thank you. I'm really happy with that. Could have been played out a little bit better. Could have utilised my units a bit more effectively. Could have probably... managed my spells better, but all in all it was a victory. It was a close victory as we end it there. So there you go, that is my playthrough of the quest battle of the Sword of Unholy Power. Quickly looking at the units before we go in terms of performance. Even though the Grave Guards came in late, they still managed to rack up 140 kills between both of them. Skeletal Warriors having a mixed performance, 1 unit getting 92, another 2 units getting 0. So that was quite interesting. The Black Knights, oh my god, I didn't realise that until I just looked at it there. Look at that one, 315 kills. That is why you've got to utilise them so effectively. If you do, they can be devastating. In terms of when they are unlocked on the campaign, I don't think that they're terribly late game. I think they're mid-game units. I think you can get them quite early on, actually. And they are just awesome. I think probably you'll be able to get the first version of them. And then you'll probably have to upgrade them to get the version with lances on. But I lost 920 men. Had 1,300 remaining. I took out a good majority of theirs. They still had quite a lot remaining. But the thing was, yeah, they can have loads remaining. But the problem is, once you've taken out those 4 shamans, game over. That's what you got to do. Play these battles to the objectives. Don't look for annihilation of the armies. Play to the objectives, and ultimately you'll gain victory. So I hope you enjoyed this one today. It's great to see these vampire accounts in action. It was great to see more late game vampire accounts as well, as opposed to the Dwarven Siege earlier on. But if you enjoyed the video, please let me know. Put your comments down below and tell me your thoughts and feedback. Drop the video a like if you did as well. But of course guys, thank you so much as always for watching. Until next time, this is Warrior Spotter for now saying farewell.